Hey guys, I've got another Overwatch themed watercolour speed paint here for you. I've got some very noisy birds in the background today. Yeah, so I was looking forward to join D.va. This is D.va from Overwatch. If you don't know what Overwatch is, it's a competitive online shooter that you can play on PC or console. And yeah, D.va is actually the character that I main the most. And she is so precious and so great, and she even has a bee-themed skin, and it's a legendary, and I really want it. But yeah, so I was really excited to draw D.va, but I wasn't excited to draw the mech because I'm not very good with things like that. I'm a lot better at drawing just people, not like machines or anything like armor or anything that's not like organic, I suppose. So I was kind of really worried about that, but I was determined to do it. So yes, D.va is probably very close to how I feel as a gamer. Like, people call her a gremlin, and that's kind of how I act when I play video games. Like, if you come to my live streams when I'm streaming Overwatch, I get like angry and I kind of swear a little bit. it's kind of, I have like my sort of like personality where I'm mostly like me, and I'm like quite optimistic and happy, and I like to be nice to people, but when I'm playing video games, it's like this kind of like inner game wrath just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, so D.va is really cute and really sweet, and also a gremlin, and she says things like she doesn't like losing and stuff like that. My other favourites are Tracer and Widowmaker, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've just finished Tracer. I did Tracer during a live stream, and yeah, so Tracer is going to be a speed paint. I've also drawn May. I did May on a live stream as well. I'm going to see if I can get the footage for both of them, especially Tracer, because I was quite proud of how that drawing came out. But yes, I saw a few of you added me on Battle.net, and that's really cool, and I think I've got to play with a few of you guys, so yeah, thanks for adding me on Battle.net. I have like no friends on there. I've only just started using it, so it's all cool, it's all great. It's nice to have friends to play with, even though I have days where I completely suck as I just completely suck overall at Overwatch, and then there's days where I seem to be really good, and I bring out this inner sort of excellent gaming like ability. I just wish that was all the time. I wish I had more time to put into Overwatch, but sadly you know that I'm still working on a portfolio, and I've been applying for jobs. I've currently applied for 6 jobs, so waiting to hear back about any of those. Oh my gosh. It would be excellent if it was to happen, but you never know. Yeah, so a lot of people were congratulating me and wishing me well on choosing to look for work in North America, and it's still something that I really do plan to do. And like I said, there's my portfolio, and I'll put it in the description again, and you can kind of ask me as many questions as you want about the process, but currently I don't have much experience other than applying for a studio. I don't know what it's like to work for a studio because I've had to be freelance my entire life. So it's going to be really, really, really interesting to see where this journey takes me, and hopefully I will get to achieve some of my dreams and goals in my career. Oh yes, that's where I started painting Mecha. I think it's called Mecha, M-E-K-A? Mecha activated, yeah. I'm trying to think of her lines. Yeah, so I really wanted to go overboard and use lots of blues with the pinks and make like purpley tinged pinks, and I had a lot of fun painting the mecha, like once I'd got the horrific line art out of the way. It's really not my strong point, this kind of drawing, but yeah. I got the mecha out of the way first before I painted D.va because I knew I would enjoy painting her more. So yeah, but I'm using a mix of gouache and watercolour here, both by Winsor & Newton. The gouache itself, that bright pink that you see, is Opera Pink in the Designer's Gouache range, and it's just incredible. It's one of my favourite paints by far. I don't know what I would do without it. It's just absolutely stunning, and I'm such a big fan of Winsor & Newton's gouache now. It's just, I've got too many tubes of it already. But I still quite like my watercolours. A lot of people have been suggesting that I do watercolour tutorials, and I'd kind of like to just address that. I don't feel comfortable enough teaching anything to do with watercolour at this stage, because I have only been doing it since March, I do believe. I don't think it was any earlier than that. I just haven't used watercolour that much. And yeah, so it's not something that I feel confident teaching about. My only advice is to just, you know, get yourself some watercolours and try it. Find what papers you like. I'm currently really into using cold press paper, and this is artist's grade Winsor & Newton cold press watercolour paper. And yeah, so if you want to get into watercolour, I just suggest like do exactly what I did. I just picked them up and I experimented a bit. I did some smaller drawings and just had fun and played around. I made sure to sort of experiment as much with water as possible, see what kind of effects I could get, and yeah, just sort of build it up from there. But yeah, so watercolours are a lot of fun, but they dry so much quicker than oils, obviously, and acrylic paints, I never got on with acrylic paint, so I think I really enjoy using watercolour, because it kind of gets the depth of colour mixing that I want, like ink, but not as intense, which is where gouache comes in, and that kind of is a really good in between. But I really do still want to get into oils. I just don't have the time nor the patience nor the sort of capacity to actually do oil paints at the moment. With me applying for positions as a storyboard artist, I kind of can't sit and do like paintings all the time. This is kind of these watercolours are not taking me so long, which is why I'm still doing them, but doing things like a full oil painting would take me far too long at the moment. But it would be nice to still try and learn how to use oil paints. I saved like the pink on her suit. Yeah, here it is. I saved the pink on her suit until like last. Oh, I do apologise. I keep yawning. I haven't had much sleep, I'm afraid. I was up all night job hunting and updating my portfolio. I was up until 4 AM, which is very bad. It's not good. But yes, so I saved the pink to last because I used the same gouache and I applied it a lot more opaque so that it was a lot more vibrant, which you can kind of see on her the things that she wears on her head. Really cute. I think if I was going to cosplay anyone, and I could pick like anyone to cosplay from Overwatch, it would either be Tracer or D.va. Mercy would be incredible, but those wings would be an absolute nightmare. I mean, with D.va, at least you could just wear the suit. You don't have to like have a mech. But yeah. Anyway, guys. This video is coming to an end, so if you want to go and check out the full piece, you can see it a lot clearer on my Tumblr, my portfolio on Tumblr. And yeah, I will try and get around to getting the video of Tracer, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!